Hey everyone, welcome to the Hey Hannah podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Maya Fields, but to my friends and those who know me well, I'm just Maya. I'm a higher education administrator, a mother, and a wife of 14 amazing years. But above all, I'm a Christ follower. This podcast is a special platform created to honor the memory of my beloved daughter, Hannah. It's here that I have the chance to have the conversations that I never got to have with her, to share the wisdom and love I wish I could have passed on. It's a reminder to cherish the precious moments we're given and a testament to the power of healing, hope, and personal growth. If you're someone who's seeking personal growth, inspiration, and practical advice to build a solid foundation for a successful and fulfilling life, this is a place for you. Join me as we honor Hannah's memory together. Laugh, cry, and learn. Get ready for a podcast that is so much more than you could ever imagine. The Hey Hannah podcast, healing hearts, one conversation at a time. When our daughter Hannah passed, the namesake of this show, my phone lit up with "How are you?" text. I thumbed back the automatic "I'm fine," even though fine felt like it was light years away. The truth? That question was just too heavy, too obvious, and strangely too hard to answer. But I remember during that time, Grace whispered, "They just don't know what else to ask." And fast forward to today, friends I love are sitting in their own valleys of grief. And suddenly I'm the one wondering, how do I check in without asking that same loaded question? Let's figure it out together. Hey friends, I'm Dr. Maya, and this is the Hey Hannah podcast, where faith, parenting, and purposeful living intersect. Today we're going to lean into grief and learn exactly how to show up when words really feel small. About 57% of Americans faced a major loss in the last 3 years. That is a lot. And half say grief lingers longer than they expected. Yet many feel most alone right after those casseroles stop coming in. And the reason is, well meaning loved ones don't know what to say. So they default or just go silent. And as an educator, I believe one of the greatest gifts we can give is the knowledge of how to support others effectively. So when we think about, how do I actually do this? How do I do this without just the "how are you?" text or question? A few things that you can say, some grace-filled alternatives. "I'm thinking of you." No need to reply. This lets the individual know, obviously, that you're thinking of them, but it takes off that pressure of having to provide a response. Something else you can say is, "I know today may be heavy, but I'm here." It acknowledges that you remember the anniversaries, the birthdays, or the triggers, so they know that they're being thought of, and that even though they're still sitting in a hard place, they don't feel like everyone else has just kind of moved on. Another thing you can say is, "Would you like quiet company or alone time today?" This gives them just kind of some authority over the situation. They can say what they need in that moment. There's a verse in Psalms 34, that says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." We have been talking about how our relationships that we have should be a reflection of how God loves us, how God interacts with us, how God cares for us. So this verse really just deepens that understanding. Knowing that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted, it encourages me to challenge all of us to lean into our loved ones who are brokenhearted and who are crushed in spirit. And even though it's hard, really just aim to show up for them. Too often, the only thing that really stands between us and someone's pain, if we're really being honest, is our own comfort. When we decide their healing matters more than our ease, we finally show up. And that moment reminds us, this isn't about me. And sometimes that's very hard to deal with. And if we're being honest with ourselves, we'll realize it's the truth. But we need to get to that place so we can show up for the ones that we love. So a few other ways that you can show up. What about doing a comfort kit? A small tote, basket, bin, or something just on the porch. If you're in the area with the individual, put a little basket together. You can do a throw, herbal tea in a basket, a nice lavender candle, maybe a little journal. You can also do a playlist, songs for soft days playlist. You can give them a little QR code and share a way that they can just listen to some music that hopefully helps them feel better. But you can drop something small like that off on someone's porch just to let them know that you're thinking of them. A few other ways that you can show up, some digital and some practical ways. So if you are far away, groceries, when you're going through really hard times, especially emotional times, sometimes one of the first things you forget to do is eat. Schedule Instacart or a Walmart delivery with a note that just says dinner's handled. How thankful would they be to know that someone cares for them and it's meeting a need that obviously is there? We all have to eat. Another thing you can do is send edible arrangements. It's fruit and it's a fun way to send fruit, or a simple soup. There's a company called Spoonful of Comfort, I believe it is, and you can send like soups and rolls and stuff. But food says, I see you, I'm acknowledging you. And even though you can't make it better, obviously, it's a way to show up for them in their painful moment. Another way that you can really reach out in a digital way is send a free digital card. If you have an iPhone, recently they released in Apple Messages a way that you can send cards and it's absolutely free. So that's a cool little way that you can just send a thinking of you card, or, whatever it is, some type of heartfelt message. And you can send it in that card, which is a nice, fun way just to show that, hey, I'm still thinking of you. I care for you. You're on my mind. If you don't have an iPhone, that's fine. Punch Bowl is another alternative that you can send digital cards, and it's just a great way to send some instant encouragement. So I'm going to go through a quick fire Q&A. And it's just to kind of go through some things that people ask when they are navigating grief with someone. The first question is it okay to talk about the deceased? Yes, absolutely. Use their name. It honors their memory. A lot of times, especially someone who's in a space where they're grieving, or they kind of get down the line with the grief, sometimes they don't want to even bring it up because they feel like, oh, I don't want to bring down the moment, but it's still on their mind. That person is still in their hearts. It's fine for you to use that individual's name. It's okay to talk about them and honor their memory. The next question, how long should I keep checking in? A good thing to do, just kind of as you're thinking about that, is mark your calendar monthly for a year. Grief has no deadline. A lot of times, as I mentioned earlier, after the casseroles stop coming, people are still dealing with those heavy emotions. There is no deadline. So there's never a point to ever feel like it's been too long for me to still check in. Please check in. I guarantee you, your loved one has not forgotten. The third question is words to avoid. Are there any words to avoid? So this is what I'll say. Please avoid the at least, the at least it wasn't this, or at least it wasn't that. I heard one time just a little quote, and someone was saying, well, it could have been worse. And they said, well, it could have been a lot better too. And that's an honest, just real statement. But avoid the at least, and avoid the everything happens for a reason. First of all, both of those statements, they just minimize pain. People are going through pain. It's a human emotion. So you don't want to minimize it. And it can just create, especially depending on the situation, it can enhance the frustration, the sensitivity, whatever it is. So these are just statements you kind of want to avoid. So right now, I want to challenge you to text one grieving friend. Just let them know I'm thinking of you. No reply needed. You can screenshot it, crop the name out, of course, and tag Hey Hannah Helps on IG or TikTok so we can cheer each other on. Just sharing a few other resources. There is a resource called griefshare.org, which connects with some local groups in your area to connect with other people who are obviously in grieving spaces and provide resources to each other. There's another resource called What's Your Grief, and it's full of articles and courses just to help the person who is grieving and the family who are supporting those individuals along the way. What I want to make sure that you keep in mind is that stay present long term. We share these resources and ways to help, but keep asking about favorite memories. Accept the tears as part of the conversation. I know sometimes it's hard, it can be awkward, but it's just a part of it. Respect their pace. No timeline exists for moving on. The reality is, this is a quote that I remember reading one time in a grief book, and it's a very popular quote. The reality is that you will grieve forever. You will not get over the loss of a loved one. You will learn to live with it. You will heal and you will rebuild yourself around the loss you have suffered. You will be whole again, but you will never be the same. Nor should you be the same, nor would you want to. So I just want you to keep that in mind, especially when people throw out just so cavalier, when are they going to move on, or they haven't moved on? There's really not a complete move on, and nor would you want to move on completely from the memory or the thought of someone that you cared about so deeply. So, as we are looking ahead, next week we're going to dive into when kids grieve, and we're going to talk about talking to children about loss. If you got little hearts in your home, hit follow so you don't miss those gentle tips. I hope that this episode has been encouraging for you to lean into and support your loved ones who may be going through a hard time, even through the awkward and really just tough moments. So until next time, remember, we're all connected, especially in our toughest time. Be the kindness someone needs today. Until next time, everybody, take care. And that's it. I'm out of here. So much for joining us on this episode of the Hey Hannah podcast. We hope that you found inspiration, insight, and encouragement in our conversation today. If you enjoyed this episode and want to stay connected with us, be sure to like, subscribe, and review the Hey Hannah podcast. Your feedback helps us reach more people and spread our message of love and wisdom. You can also follow us on social media at Hey Hannah Podcast. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to stay updated on all the latest episodes, behind-the-scenes exclusives, and engaging content. And for those of you who prefer the visual experience, catch the video versions of our podcast on our YouTube channel. Just search Hey Hannah Podcast and hit that subscribe button to never miss an episode. For even more Hey Hannah goodness, visit our website at www.heyhannahpodcast.com. There you'll find updates, bonus content, and join a community that embraces you with open arms. Your continued support truly means the world to us. Together, let's spread love, share wisdom, and honor every precious moment. Because here at Hey Hannah, we believe that life is meant to be lived well. Remember, a new episode of the Hey Hannah podcast is released every Wednesday, so mark your calendars and be sure to tune in. Thank you again for being a part of Hannah's Hive. Until next time, take care. Entertainment.